Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's One Piece Treasure Cruise video, we are going to discuss about the upcoming ship upgrades to 12 different ships. Of course, the update is not yet live, it will be live after the new version is here, 13.0, for which of course the maintenance will begin in a couple of hours. Before we start talking about the ships, I would also like to give you some advice. Do not upgrade any ship immediately when the update or the new version comes to live servers, simply because we don't really know and we don't really have a full picture about all of the resources you are going to need and how easy it is going to be to obtain those resources. So just wait a bit for things to clear up and then you can start making decisions and upgrades. With that out of the way, of course, here are the 12 ships that will be getting an upgrade to their ship ability, and this is only for their ship ability, not their special ability. Keep that in mind. For the ships, of course, that do have a special ability. We are going to start things off with a good old dinghy. Ship ability now at level 12, and all of these are at level 12. Currently, all of the ships, if you have them maxed out, are at level 10. Levels 11 and 12 will be added after the new version. For the dinghy, the ship ability now boosts crew's chance of landing on own type slot, boosts captain's RCV by 800, boosts crew's attack by 1.65 times, HP by 1.5 times, and makes it much easier to land perfect strikes. Very interesting. Well, I am pretty certain all of them will now seem very usable compared to how they were before the new version, but still, for the first ship we ever could acquire in the game, an attack boost of 1.65 times is pretty good. I don't think though it's going to be one of those upgrades that it's gonna be 100% worth it. Let's continue with the merry-go. Reduces special charge time by 1 turn at the start of the quest. Pretty nice. Now it becomes more of a modernized ship. Boosts captain HP by 20,000. Boosts crew's attack by 1.65 times, and that is universal for everyone, and makes it much easier to land perfect strikes. Definitely becomes better. The 165 times attack boost from the ship ability seems to be becoming the norm now with the level 12 upgrades. I definitely think that for ships that are more class or color specific, maybe the attack boost is even higher, but it will be interesting to also see how they will upgrade the ships that cost 30 gems, because the merry-go is absolutely free, and this is a pretty decent ship ability to have. Next up, we have the coffin boat. Boosts slasher character's attack by 1.8 times, that is huge, and HP by 1.75 times, but reduces captain's RCV by 700. This is a great upgrade. I am glad the coffin boat gets one, because the ship is never used. Slashers generally as a solo class are not great. They have become better after the Wano-themed Sugofests and stuff, but it's still not a great ship. But now with this attack boost, it can definitely be considered for specific teams. I still don't think it's gonna be one of the first upgrades you should do, but an 1.8 times attack boost is very good, and it's also for the entirety of the quest, not just for specific stages or after meeting specific requirements. But maybe higher attack boosts from ships now will become the norm, so the coffin boat once again will be left behind compared to other upgrades. Missile of Duck is up next. Boosts striker character's attack by 1.5 times, boosts their chance of landing on own type slot, reduces damage taken by 20%, and boosts striker character's attack by 600. The final part, of course, I'm pretty certain means base attack. The damage reduction is very cool. As you can see, this is a striker specific ship, but has an attack boost of 1.5 times because it provides just more utility than the coffin boat, even though it doesn't have an HP boost. The coffin boat also reduces your RCV, doesn't give you any other perks. I don't think this one is that amazing. The attack boost is 1.5 times and you get a base attack boost. These are the main things. The attack boost could be higher and the base attack boost could not be that needed. It's definitely nice to have, but if you don't need the damage reduction the ship provides, I don't really think it's a great ship to use, especially because I am certain you are not going to depend on the boosted chance of landing on own type slot. Yeah, it's nothing crazy, but I don't think it's horrible either. Then we have the Moby Dick. It reduces HP to 50% at the start of the quest, stays the same. Boosts cruise attack by 1.55 times, HP by 1.6 times, and if HP is 30% or below at the start of the attack, boosts attack by a further 1.2 times. This is definitely one of the best upgrades we have seen so far. The Moby Dick is a niche ship. You definitely use it when you want your HP to be low for specific quest requirements, captain ability requirements, super type or super class access, or maybe even character special requirements. But now, for those units that can benefit from it, it becomes even better. Units like Super Tandem Kid, the new Super Type Healer, Super Type Katakuri definitely is an example I can think of. And even for characters that want you to manipulate your HP during a quest, it can be helpful, of course, if you combine the ship abilities with healing or maybe self HP cut specials. It will still stay a niche ship. You are not going to use it all the time, but whenever you need it in those specific situations, first of all, it is more of a benefit to use it, and second of all, it is 100% better than what it was, so you may even be more willing to use said characters like V1 Katakuri or Super Tandem Kid. Moving on, we have the 1000 Sunny. Boosts cruise attack by 1.65 times, HP by 1.3 times, and makes it easier to land perfect strikes. So just a simple upgrade to the stat boosting, very nice. And also we see a special. Okay, so specials also do get influenced by upgrades. Very interesting. Boosts cruise attack by 2.25 times for one turn and deals 100,000 damage in non-type damage to all enemies. Whoa, that's kind of crazy. Coming from a ship, 9 turn cooldown. The thing is, you cannot reduce it with specials or anything like that, so you need to stall if you want to use it. But a universal attack boost for 2.25 times can be extremely useful. And will an attack boost coming from a ship be interruptible? I don't know. Probably, I am guessing. Of course, you get no other like utility outside of the perfects easier to hit. But even the damage from the special can be useful if you are at a stage with multiple goons and no now is present, of course. Niche situation, I know, but it can still find some uses. I guess it's not completely useless. And this is definitely very interesting because it 100% gives more value than I was thinking initially to the ship modification, where you get probably special cooldown reduction for the ship special if one is present. The 1000 Sunny was never used. It was a pretty horrible ship. I don't even remember the last time I used it after I got it from the story mode and essentially had no ships. But now it can definitely find more uses if you are lacking an attack booster. And it's a 2.25 times one even. There are units in the game that cannot provide a universal 2.25 times attack boost. So coming from a ship, that can be very valuable. The next ship upgrade is for the Don Quixote pirate ship. It boosts only driven characters attack by 1.8 times, very good boost. HP by 1.5 times, makes it easier for driven characters to land perfect strikes. So very straightforward, a bit better than the Mihawk ship, simply because it does not give you any drawbacks, like the Coffin Boat does with the reduced RCV, and it also has a special. 10 turns of cooldown, boosts chain multiplier by 1 time for 2 turns, increases chain multiplier boost by 0.2 if boost is already in effect. Okay, so the ships also have backup specials in case the first ones don't work now. This seems kind of crazy to me coming from a ship special, and now I'm thinking that doing the level 12 upgrade and then modifications to the ship won't be that easy to do. And suddenly maybe the ships that don't have a special ability upgraded are not the priority. It will always depend on the situation. This is still a situational ship because it only boosts driven characters, but the specials of the ships we have seen so far become 100% better than what they used to be. And lately, stalling for ship specials is definitely not a thing. Maybe you would do it for utility with ships like the Oro Jackson or Megalo, but not really with a lot of ships in the game, even though they had specials, simply because they were very outdated. Maybe now that thought process is changing. Let's proceed. The Rocketman is next. It also has a special effect. Boosts powerhouse characters' attack by 1.85 times, and even higher attack boost, only for powerhouses though. Cuts cruise HP by 30% and heals HP at the end of its turn. It is more depending on number of powerhouse characters in crew, up to 2500 HP per heal at the end of its turn. So the ship does not limit you to 6 powerhouses, but of course if you are not going to use a powerhouse, it will not be a boosted unit, from your ship at least. The special is 11 turns, we are increasing the turns here. Deals 99,999 non-type damage to one enemy, or you could just say 100,000. Boosts the type effects of normal attacks for powerhouse characters by 2 turns for 1 turn, and increases the type effect boost by 0.2 if the boost is already in effect. This is a color affinity boost only for powerhouses. Out of the 3 specials we have seen being upgraded so far, probably the worst one. Color affinity boosting can definitely be helpful, but you have to take into consideration here all of the limitations you get, because you need a full powerhouse team, and you also need a full powerhouse team of one color or dominant by one color, so you can get the full benefit out of the color affinity boost, which you are not going to do a lot of the time, and the rest of the special is not great. I also don't think the ship ability is incredible, and I can definitely see this ship not being a priority for upgrading, even with the attack boost of 1.85 times. Then we have the Revolutionary Army Blackbirds. Reduces special charge time by 1 turn at the start of the quest. Boosts cruise HP by 1.4 times, and if the crew has a Strength Dex and Q character in the group, boosts Strength Dex and Q characters attack by 1.7 times. And if no Psi or Int characters are present on the crew, boosts Strength, Dex and Q characters attack by a further 1.1 times. So if all the requirements are met, the attack boost you are getting for the entirety of the quest, by the way, is approximately 1.9 times. Is that pretty insane or no? Yes, you only need to use Strength, Dex and Q characters, but this might be even a better version of the Shark Superb now. It does not give you the easier perfects, and yes, the Shark Superb definitely has the potential of higher damage, but only early in the quest, because later on, especially if it is a 5-stage quest, the attack boost of the Shark Superb decreases per stage. I guess the big difference definitely is the fact that the Shark Superb only focuses on your captain. Here you need a full Strength, Dex and Q team with no Psi or Int characters. In the Shark Superb situation, only your captain needs to meet the requirement of being Strength, Dex or Q. The rest of the team can be whatever you want. Definitely a good upgrade for the Karasu ship though, that's for certain. Megalo, now I'm very interested in this one because this is the only 30 gem ship available in the upgrades. Boosts cruise HP by 1.4 times, and if captain is a Psi or Int, boosts top row characters attack by 1.6 times, boosts middle and bottom row characters attack by 1.8 times, okay, boosts captain RCV by 600 and reduces damage taken by 15% now, not 10, so not a huge difference. The special is on an 8 turn cooldown, reduces cruise slot bind duration by 1 turn, and locks cruise slots for 2 turns now. Okay, the upgrade is not amazing. The 2 turns of locked slots can definitely be useful, especially now with slots that cannot be manipulated. Wayno slots, a prime example. The slot bind reduction is extremely niche. You have to take into account limit break abilities as well. If you don't have those, 1 turn can be reduced, but will it be enough? Will it help enough? Very niche, the situation where you are going to need the slot bind reduction. But the ship ability itself definitely gets an upgrade. First of all, 1.5 times was the attack boost for everyone. Now the captains have 1.6, Maybe because a lot of captains boost themselves more, I guess, if they are Psi or Int. It happens with a lot of characters, not every single Psi or Int character, but it happens, maybe that is the reason why. And the crewmates are boosted by 1.8 times. So that is definitely a very good attack boost. And we also see an improvement in the HP boost from 1.25 times to 1.4, and even the Captain RCV boost from 200 to now 600, and the plus 5% of damage reduction. Good upgrade, maybe not to the level of some other ships we have seen, but you have to also take into account this is a more recent ship, so its ship ability and special were not as outdated as some other ship ones, so you cannot expect the same level of improvement. That definitely makes sense to me, but it still seems nice. I don't know if it should be a priority upgrade. We again will judge that in the next upcoming days, but it seems very nice. Second to last ship is the Piece of Spadile, another free-to-play ship. Reduces special charge time by 1 turn at the start of the quest, boosts Powerhouse Shooter, Free Spirit and Fighter characters' HP by 1.25 times and attack by 1.6 times, and boosts their attack by approximately 1.8 times if HP is 30% or below before attacking. So essentially it is the exact same ship ability, no special here, and we see improvements in the stat boosting, but of course also it becomes more modernized, just like the Merry-Go, by reducing the special charge time by 1 turn at the start of the quest. The biggest boosting improvement also applies to the under 30% HP attack boost. At 1.8 times it was 1.6, but it is still for specific classes. But now it can definitely find uses in quests where you're getting HP cuts a lot, or a big HP cut, or again with captains that want you to reduce your HP, just like we saw before with Super Tandem Kid being an example, or with even self HP cutting specials. Not much else to say for the Piece of Spadile, just a decent stat boosting upgrade. The final ship will be a forest one. It will be the Hawkins ship, the Grudge Dolph. Reduces special charge time by 1 turn at the start of the quest. It boosts Slasher Striker and Cerebral characters' HP by 1.25 times. Boosts their attack by approximately 1.75 times when they have a Rainbow, Wayno, or a known type slot, 1.6 times otherwise, and it also heals crew by 2000 HP at the end of its turn. Just like the Piece of Spadile, essentially the same ship ability with specific improvements. Better base attack boost without a matching slot from 1.5 times to 1.6, but also better boosted attack boost with a matching slot from 1.6 times to 1.75 times, and the healing is from 1000 HP healing at the end of its turn to 2000. These are the only changes. Nothing major, but definitely now a better ship ability, which also concludes this video. We have no more ships. Now we have to wait for the new version to see how easy it is to get multiple ships at level 12, how much of an upgrade level 11 will actually be to many of these ships. We also have to wait a couple of days for things to settle in and stuff, and then we will be able to judge better the priority of the ships you should upgrade and modify first. I might also do a ranking video ranking every single one of these ships after like maybe a couple of days or a week of the new version, and we also have to see how the rewards exactly work in the new game mode. In the comments down below, tell me your early thoughts on these upgrades though, and of course if you enjoyed the discussion, definitely leave a like, I would really appreciate it, and as always, thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.